Let's start off here first with Doug Ford. Okay, now Doug Ford made some comments about the death penalty and sending them straight to Sparky. I've never heard it put in that way before, but okay, let's see what this is about. Ontario PC leader Doug Ford reportedly joked about, and this is from CBC, by the way. Okay, let me clear my throat there. Okay, this is by CBC, as I mentioned. Okay. Ontario PC leader Doug Ford reportedly joked about bringing back the death penalty during a campaign speech at a London, Ontario police chief gala in late January. The Toronto Star first reported the news Thursday. That was on February 13th, saying in a recording of Ford's speech it had obtained that the politician talked about empowering judges to send them straight to Sparky. Canada abolished the death penalty decades ago. A spokesperson for the PC party shared a statement Thursday evening clarifying the remarks after the story was published. The premier made a poor taste joke out of frustration for the many people affected by violent criminals out on our streets because of the federal government's broken bail system and soft on crime policies, the spokesperson said. The premier does not support capital punishment, but rather firmly believes more needs to be done to keep violent and repeat offenders behind bars where they belong. Now, with that being said, I also do have video of this. So what I'm going to do is I will send you to X, where most of my videos are, by the way, and then I'll discuss it, okay? So let me share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm talking about here. All right.
You know, someone breaks in your house, uses a gun, 10 years automatic. They discharge that gun, you get 15 years automatic. God forbid they shoot someone and they survive 20 years automatic. And God forbid 25 years, I send them right to Sparky, and we'll take care of everything from there.
Damn. So that was the comment. Okay, that was what everybody was in an uproar about, is when Doug Ford said this. Now that was, I mean, listen, that's surprising to me. I didn't think anybody would have the temerity to go that far and say something like that. But I will say a lot of people were outraged by this, and by outrage, like, I mean, they're definitely trying to use it against him in the provincial election. People were mad to this point.
You take me to him. Take me to the son of a bitch. Take me to him. Come on. Go, 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 go. You stay here.
Listen, I mean, here are my thoughts about this overall. First of all, do I believe Doug Ford actually believes what he said? Absolutely. Yes, I do. I really believe he feels that way. And guess what? At the point that we're at right now, with crime soaring through the roof in the greater Toronto area, I think a lot of people feel that way as well. Okay. Now, he talked about, here's a point that I think was fair with what Doug Ford brought up. And I'll say this. He didn't say it was like for some petty crime. He didn't say it was just for breaking and entering. He didn't say it was for shooting somebody. He said, if you broke into somebody's house, discharged your firearm, and murdered someone, that is now when you would send them to Sparky. I don't completely disagree with that, because the place is completely out of control. Violent crimes up damn near 100%, or somewhere in that area. I mean, I had all the statistics. If you want to hear the statistics, go a few episodes back and looked at when I talked to Clayton Campbell, who is the president of the Toronto Police Association. Okay. I got all the statistics in there. You go see it. Go see it. And speaking of that, I got to show you something else. Listen to this, because he mentioned that this bail system that we have right now in, I mean, I'll speak for Ontario because this is where the crime is going crazy. Maybe some other places in Canada as well, but I'll speak for here. You got people committing serious crimes during the breakfast hours, and they're on break. They're waiting for the lunch special at McDonald's. Okay, they're already out on bail. It almost doesn't matter what you do at this point. But I got to show you this as well, because this is crazy. Let me show you what the Toronto Police Association shared today. Let me show you. Okay. Look at this. Do you live anywhere close to 53 Division? Pretty much. Okay. Were you waiting for an officer to respond last night? You may not have received the service you deserve, because from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., only 2 cars, 4 officers were available to respond. Our members, including our supervisors, are doing the best they can with the resources they have, but our divisions remain understaffed despite efforts to hire more officers. Let me go into and switch this up for you, just in case you can't see it properly. This is because we are losing more people to resignations than ever before. If you want more officers available to serve you, tell Mayor Chow, the Toronto Police Service Board, and the chief that you deserve better service and our members deserve more support. Wow. I mean, it's just blatant at this point. And you could see that Toronto Police has had enough of what is going on in this damn bail system. Criminals walking out of jail every second. They've just had enough. They've just had enough here. And it's for reasons like this and the things that are going on around the city why Doug Ford said what he said, in my opinion. Okay? Now, listen, there are a lot of people that aren't going to agree with what Doug Ford said. I would think the large majority maybe won't agree. But you do have to admit that at some point something has to be done. And if nothing is going to be done and things are just out of control and getting progressively worse and worse and worse, and nobody's talking about it in regards to government and doing anything about it, at some point, something is going to happen when everything is going to have to change. And we're pretty much at that point right now, because as I mentioned to you, it's already out of control with the crime in the GTA. And then you're going to get comments like this from a guy like Doug Ford, who's pretty brash. He's not afraid to say what he has to say. But what you're going to start seeing is you're going to see more people that are starting to agree with him. And so even though he gets some backlash because of what we're seeing in the streets, a lot of people are going to agree with him at the same time. And so, like it or not like it, because nothing is being done about it, he can get away with saying this. He can. He is going to be the premier again. Ain't nobody beating him in a provincial election. I can tell you that much right now. Ain't nobody beating him. And so, I mean, take it how you want to take it. But at the end of the day, I don't see anybody who's better than Doug Ford to run Ontario at this point, especially when you're getting a whole bunch of threats in regards to tariffs from Donald Trump and the U.S. and all that kind of stuff. You may not like what the guy has to say, but at the end of the day, there's nobody better than Doug Ford currently that I see who would do a better job of taking care of Ontario than him. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay.